Hello, hello, hello. Today is October the 28th, 2022. Trading and investing of any kind carries financial risk. Everything discussed here is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as financial advice because I don't give advice. All right. So, wow. So we looked the last couple of days, not including today, we'd had 20 something million shares come in this range. Well, today we had another 10, 12, I don't know, 14 million. So we're talking over 40 million shares in this range. And now we're not talking about we're traded, we're talking about accumulation. So we're talking 40 million shares that are sitting there. Right? The reason we've been doing all of this pushing up and down is for accumulation. So this is what happens when big moves are going to occur. Lots of shares get accumulated, and there are tons of shares being accumulated. Now, what does that mean? It means we're going to make a big move. The question is which direction, right? That's the big question. And the answer is, who knows? My theory, my thesis, not advice, just my opinion, is that, whether you like to admit it, whether you like them or not, don't care. I don't have an opinion one way or another. You look at somebody like, I don't know if I should say the name, but, the Orange Man, that dude moves markets. And now that who has bought the Bird Company, there's a chance that he might come back. And if he does, if he starts tweeting, the market's probably going to push. That dude tends to move a market up. So I am definitely looking for that to possibly happen. I really don't see a market dump occurring into these midterms, these elections coming up on the 8th or 9th. So there's a handful of things that support it. Now there are other things that support it possibly going down. We've taken a move up, and earlier on when I was talking about the 400s, I didn't think we'd make it there. Well, we're 10 points away right now. It's not far at all. Look at this pullback. Solid. All these orders that came in kind of gave us this movement, this big wave here, and we pushed up, came back down, continued to accumulate, pushed down, continued to accumulate in these areas. All the purchasing has happened in this range. So between 379 and just under 390. So I'm looking for it to go up. Do I think it's going to rip up on Monday? I don't necessarily. I still think we could see more pullbacks and more accumulation. If we see a really, really big move and we try to make the market move, we have a lot of things going on, right? We have, there's a lot of things that are going to change now that who bought that Bird Company, and, just so many things lining up that could possibly just launch the market. So now we're also in a recession, whether people want to admit it or not. It's just kind of what it is. So, at least that's the way that I look at it. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an economist anyway, not an economist. So but this is the way that I see it. I would like to see it pull back a bit and push, but we are on some pretty interesting levels. Look at where we are here. Right? We've pushed up, and if we end up popping through here, which is entirely possible, but it's going to be a place of resistance for us. But if we can base here and actually use this as support, as a bit of a launching for Monday, I think that we could see 400. It's 10 points away. It's not a big deal. And if we happen to hit that, we will, let's see here. If we happen to hit 400, we'll be breaking through this next trend line. And, we'd be above all the trend lines too. But we'd be completing this cipher pattern, roughly. So, and I'd mentioned on a last video that, we have this bigger cipher pattern that, takes us up to like 400 and some change, and there's some prints to support some prints. There's some signals to support it, let's say. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, and doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, or doesn't mean it's going to happen on this rally. But it's a very interesting setup, right? If you look at the Twitterverse, everybody out there's they're thinking we're going to get this big gigantic pull. I just don't see it. I just don't. I've been looking at order flow. I've been looking at all the things I could. Now, again, like I said on the previous video, it doesn't mean my opinion won't change tomorrow. Doesn't mean my opinion won't change, on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, because I don't make these videos every day necessarily. So it's where I'd be keeping an eye, right? I mean, we have had all this accumulation, and if you look, we are above it. We're above it. And as it stands right now, if we go back over here, we are we're really, really trying to base here. So we're just sitting above these highs, right? If we can get above this one and sit there, I mean, break through that next trend line. I'm not saying it's going to rip, but I mean, we're looking for a big move. And if we have more accumulation on Monday, it's the end of the month. Usually on the end of the month, we have volatility, right? You have options that expire and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of the way I see it. I mean, as far as today goes, we can kind of dig into today. But, I mean, honestly, today was just a big trend up. I mean, look at that. Big trend upward. All the while, accumulation was occurring. Soon as we got through, we hit this trend line, pulled back, hit VWAP, and look at this. Look at that. Big, long-legged doji. And then we just went. Then we just kind of slowly pushed up. And here we are. Here we sit. Even at the close, they didn't have a big sell-off. Wasn't a big rip to the downside. That doesn't mean it won't happen before the market fully closes for the weekend. But, for me right now, I'm still looking for more. Might get some pullbacks, like I said, but I'm still looking for more through November the 8th or 9th. Anyway, that's all I got. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I love making these videos. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. I should probably start saying that at the beginning, huh? Maybe I'll start doing that. Anyway, have a good weekend. Peace.